We're here to create a two-dimensional drawing from a three-dimensional design. So let's start with the new tab up here, and then we're going to select metric. This time we're going to select a drawing from the list, the menu over here, rather than a part. And the drawing we're going to select is an ISO drawing down here. Now there's other different sorts over there, and we're going to go with ISO. So select that and then click create, and we're presented with this drawing sheet. So this is a drawing canvas that we're going to be using. There's a title block down here. That title block can be altered quite simply. We can alter it by just going onto the model tree, or I think it's called the browser over here on the left, and just highlight that, right click, edit definition, and lo and behold, there is the title box ready for us to be edited. If we click up here on the zoom, or better still this one over here, and we'll get ourselves the box ready to go. Now want to edit this, then you can just highlight, you'll see everything is. I want to create a whole new box rather than changing all these little insert fields over here. So I'm going to highlight everything just by left mouse clicking and dragging across. Then I'm going to hit delete. Now once I've done that, I can use the tools at the top here to create a sketch. I'm going to use a simple rectangle over here, and I can edit that rectangle the size that I want. The moment I'll make it, let's make it 80 millimeters, 80 here, and I'll make that 20 millimeters. Okay, and a bit short that on the 80 by 20 millimeters. So Control Z it for a minute. Do another rectangle. That'll do. Another straight line. Maybe from there to there. Another one from here to here. I'm only going to do this briefly just to give you an idea. You can alter the box and play with it as you like. So if I finish that sketch, do I want it to save it? Yes, I do. And there is my box now placed exactly where I want it. I can change that and play with it as I choose. Okay, at the moment, this is sheet 1. Let's look at edit sheet. Notice that if I click on the edit sheet here, that it's selected as an A3 size. Now we're best off using A4 to print in, and we want it in landscape orientation. That's fine. So we'll leave all that the same. Now we've set it to an A4 sheet. So that's probably a good idea for us to do if we're going to be printing out on A4, which we are. The next thing to do is to select here on the left hand side base view. That gives us a base view, which is the original drawing that we're going to start with. We'll select base view, and the dialog box will cue us as to what view we want, and also what item we want to use. So I've got it set here to wheel, revolve and pattern. Now you guys can find that. You can go looking for it if you like, or see where the item that you want to use. But that's set for wheel, revolve and pattern. And you can see if I draw my cursor down, I've got the wheel shape over here already hovering on my drawing. Now I can, at the moment that's the front view, I could have the main drawing to be my right hand side view if I wanted to, like that. There's the right hand side view. Or I can make it the bottom view or the left view. So it's a wheel, so it's going to look pretty well the same. I'm going to go with the let's go with the top view, no, front view. I might go with the left view, like that to be my main view, which will project from. And these are all referenced from your original drawing, the view of your original drawing. Now, the other thing to be aware of is scale. I can up the scale a little bit, or afford to up the scale a little bit. Be careful, I guess, how much I up it. If I make 2:1, that might be about the right scale that I want to use. So I can click that. Now the other thing is the style. that I want to use. This style will show hidden line, that style will show hidden line removed, and that'll be shaded. So if I click this for hidden line and locate it around about here, there is my drawing hidden line. Now if I drag my mouse upwards, the top view will appear on this drawing, and I can drag my mouse down a bit in a minute and take it out and get my right hand side view like that. Now if I wanted to bring in a three-dimensional view, I'd drag across up to the top and I'm going to get a 3D view up the top here, and I can rotate that and change that view if I want to. I'm just right mouse clicked there, but you can choose it as you like. And at this point in time, you notice they're just empty boxes flying around, and those empty boxes will be filled once you've selected the view by right clicking and hitting the create. So don't forget that, otherwise you're just left with empty boxes. And there's my views, so you can see them all set up there the way I want them. I can move them. If I left click and highlight them, I can drag them in a little bit closer if I want, or move them further away. I don't mind that. I'm going to leave it, or let's say leave a little bit like this. Yeah, that'll be okay. And now next thing is I want to be able to dimension these views. So to dimension the views, which I would like to do, I'll go up to the Annotate tab, top left hand side, click Annotate, and over here click Dimension. Now just like before, you can left click and highlight, left click again, and drag down to create dimensions for your objects. So all of these things can be dimensioned if you like. I really don't probably think it's only necessary to do the major dimensions here. Don't want to clutter them up too much, so I'm just left clicking and then dragging the mouse up and achieving dimensions for myself. Now it's possible that what I've got here is incorrectly scaled, but I can fix it up quite easily. Good thing to be able to be aware of to do is to create center lines. So up here on the Symbols tab, you can create center lines, or you can create a center mark. So let's say I create a center mark. We click on a location down the middle here. I've got a nice center mark over there. If I want to do a center line in between 2 points, select the top box up here, center line bisector it's called. Select one edge, second edge, and the center line appears right down through the middle. So there's heaps of possibilities for you. You can create diameter dimensions. So we're still on the, I'll left click on dimension over here. I'll create a diameter dimension. Now if you don't like, this is a diameter dimension, you want a radius dimension, just right click and go across to dimension line and click radius, and you'll find yourself with a radial dimension. So you can choose diameter or radius as it suits you. You can also create a pitch circle diameter. So using this little tab up the top here, creates a centered pattern. So pitch circle diameter basically highlights if you've got a bunch of repeated geometry occurring around in a circle, a repeated pattern. You should be able to generate a before you start, you need to locate the center. That's right, yeah, and then work your way around for a pitch circle geometry. That can be done. You can dimension center lines. You should really have a center line across here. So let's do a center line right through the middle, across here. Click on a location. There we go. We can do a bunch of things as we choose. That didn't quite like my location. Let's try it from here. That's better. Center line there. Some more dimensioning if we want to. Try and just do the minimum amount of dimensions that you need rather than replicating dimensions. That'll be more useful for you. And get this thing dimensioned. We've got our 3D view. Now with our 3D view we can change this view. So if I left click over here, I'll get out of dimension here for a minute and select this pattern. Oops, we're still in dimension. I'll Control Z out of that and go back into place views, and this time left click here and I'm going to right click again and choose to edit view, and in the edit view box I can change the view. So I want to have a shaded view here. I'll left click on shaded view, click OK, and I've got a nice shaded view for my three-dimensional object, which is best. Don't do that for your orthogonal drawing, because that should really be showing you all your hidden detail lines. You can dimension this to your heart's content. You also ought to really fill in some information in this box over here that we've created, and you can do that quite easily as well. So again, right clicking, go to base view. Oops, we need to escape out of that. And Control Z if you get into problems with that. And we'll see if we can go, that's right, it's back to ISO, to our text box over here, to ISO, edit definition, and in our box, which will increase to size, drag it across a little bit. In our box we can start to use a text box over here, text function, draw a text box in there. You've got your dialog box you can play with. I'll enter in some text, click OK, and that places it inside the box. And when you're finished, just finish the sketch, save all your edits, and that'll appear in your box down there. So you can put your class name, your name, the drawing number, and that's how we're going to create this this 3D sketch. Okay, thank you very much.